watching this special broadcast of NewsMobile. I am Shivangi Shukla, and we have a very special Earth Day broadcast for all our viewers here on NewsMobile. We are joined by Afroz Shah to discuss how do we stay sustainable during the COVID-19 pandemic while India fights COVID-19. Now, Afroz Shah, of course, he is a very well-known environmentalist. He's an activist and a lawyer from Mumbai, and he's also the UN champion of the earth. Afroz Shah has, in fact, organized the world's largest beach cleanup project, which has grown into a movement that has inspired people all around the world to clean their surrounding environment. Thank you for joining us here, Afroz.
Thank you, Shivangi. It's always a pleasure to interact.
Afroz, now everyone is wearing a face mask. We are seeing, which is of course mandatory and compulsory. A face mask has become, in fact, the symbol of the COVID-19 pandemic. But we also have this danger, which we're seeing. So there's reports coming in that face masks are ending up in the ocean, and some of them are plastic face masks. That means it will take couple of years, maybe hundreds of years to break down. So what are the dangers that this poses to the environment?
Shivangi, let me break up your question, which you're asking, into two parts. First of all, who are using it? It's very important. Because whether they should be permitted to use such face masks which actually trouble the environment. And then where does it land? The second part. See, as far as doctors goes, paramedical goes, it's mandatory, they have to wear it. It's a case of human existence, people's lives are in danger. And every hospital, wherever they wear it, they have a hazardous waste collection, and which is sent to the incinerator. Like in Mumbai, every hospital will collect the hazardous waste. These masks go there and it's burned off in a facility run by the Bombay Municipal Corporation and the Pollution Control Board outside Mumbai at Kaloja. So that's as far as what happens in the hospital. Now, for people, if you go outside and see my experience, let me tell you from my ground experience, at least in India and Mumbai, where I have been now, moving, doing relief work with people. In India, we don't wear those disposable masks much. There are very few. And what happens is we wear all cloth masks. It's a 3-ply, 5-ply, 7-ply, I myself use washable mask, 7-ply. I wear it, wash it every day. So that's all to it. So I have not seen much face mask on the beaches or the lakes or the rivers, wherever I am there. Not much of it. Maybe in overseas countries, it's a big problem in Europe and America because it may directly not. The other worrying factor, I must add a caveat here, people who throw face masks on the street especially, it will enter the stormwater drains of Mumbai at least, and it will go into the ocean when the monsoon hits. So maybe the effect will be visible post-monsoon. Last monsoon, I did not locate any face masks. Maybe the pandemic is far more severe. So anybody who uses a face mask must, remove, if it's a disposable one, get your strings off because it may trouble the other species, and put it in hazardous waste to be sent to incinerator. If you throw it into the road on Mumbai, during the monsoon, it will enter the stormwater drain, and from the stormwater drain into the ocean. And those face masks have a plastic component. So that's a big problem for the other species. If they swallow it or if they get entangled, their life is in danger, apart from global warming and the consumption and production pattern.
Right. So you just mentioned for a common person who's, let's say, using these surgical masks, especially in India, how should they dispose of that mask? Because some of them could end up in landfills and these garbage dumps. So how can a common citizen, make sure that their plastic mask is disposed of safely?
Plastic mask is a hazardous waste. If anybody is using it as a protective mechanism, if you get a coronavirus on that mask, it is a hazardous waste.
Right.
So it must be disposed of as a hazardous waste. You have to collect it aside. People in the building can do like a small dabba and collect it wherever, and remove that thread around that, which goes on a ear, which is like a hanging device, because that creates, if it lands into the ocean or the lakes, it will be a havoc for that species. Collect it in your society or in your building, in your slum. We do that in our slum. Wherever we have managed to get hazardous waste, there is far few, we send it to. And BMC, our local municipality, runs a facility where hazardous waste can be sent to and burnt out. So don't litter, for God's sake, don't litter these anywhere. It's just not advisable. And it's a form of a plastic at the end.
Right. Absolutely. A company in Bengaluru has come up with a face mask that not only protects people, but when it's disposed of, it blooms into a plant. These are small innovations, and we are also seeing some clean technology which has, which has emerged recently. What are your thoughts about clean technology?
See, we are lacking training in our behavioral aspect. Why do we generate, first of all, so much garbage? And when we generate, why don't we recycle? That's the first starting point of the problem in the planet. In between, you have a lot of people saying, I'll collect it, I'll do this. The training of human beings are not to generate garbage. And the other final aspect is, even if you've collected it, what do you do with it? I'll give you an example. At my, at Warsaw, Andheri, River Methi, at 5 locations, Sanjay Gandhi National Park, we run these programs where we are training people to get circular economy. Circular economy means, in one word, how to reduce your garbage. Can you buy your rice without packaging? Can you buy a dal without packaging? Can you buy your masala without packaging? And if you have bought it, how do you send it to a proper waste management system? We do that. We run this program on around 200,000 people, training up day in, day out. My volunteers are on the field. Now, what we do there, and there are corporates who have joined me, people like Adidas, Dow, they have joined us. We are holding hands together. Now, once you get that plastic from their houses, first of all, plastics are of different kind, okay? So you don't know actually what to do. One is a printed plastic, one is a multi-layer packaging, one is a hard plastic. So to reach that end is a problem. So, you will collect it. That's why clean technology plays a very vital role. Like, I'll give you an example, sanitary pads, okay? Diapers used by kids and adults as well. How do you recycle it? The people who are engineers or who have tech background must step forward and develop technology which must reach the masses. The amount of sanitary pads and diapers which go. Of course, you have sustainable way of using sanitary pads, getting to silicone cups. It will take a while to train up people up. It's a very sensitive issue. It's a very hygienic issue. So a clean technology plays a very vital part. So if somebody can recycle mask, as you said, some people are making it biodegradable and a plant can grow out of it. Fantastic. Good luck to them. And we all as a nation must try. In fact, it puts a huge responsibility in the government of India and government of Maharashtra where I live, and make sure that these clean technologies are given a boost in terms of technical support, financial support. These must be classified as startups and enterprises in big scale, and supports must come. And we as citizens must contribute to this. If the clean technology is not there, what do you do, Shivangi? Will you wait for a clean technology to arrive? Start taking baby steps, which you told. Start collecting your medical waste separately. Send it to the medical. It takes little trouble. What is not trouble on this planet? Look at pandemic. We are all holed up. It's a huge trouble. Mental, physical, all kinds of things are being thrown at us humans from all ends. We are under onslaught. So we will have to take those small steps. Rightly, we do that because that's only can save our planet. And if our planet is safe, we are safe. If our planet is in trouble, we are in trouble. If the other species are being attacked, be prepared, we'll be attacked as well. We are a part of the species and ecosystem. Don't expect that they will be attacked and we will not be attacked.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the point that you made there, because you're seeing that clearly in the COVID-19 pandemic, right? It's affecting the entire world. So it's affecting every individual as well on this planet. So that was a great point you made there. In respect to sustainability and COVID, what tips do you have for NewsMobile's viewers when it comes to being sustainable at home? For example, a lot of people are indoors right now. There's restriction curbs, night curfews, weekend mini lockdowns have been imposed. So we have to do with less right now. All of us are doing with less right now when it comes to especially our resources. So what tips do you have for viewers that we imbibe healthy habits in the future as well, and we can also make do with less resources in an environmentally sustainable way?
See, I must answer you by putting the first line forward. We are too many on this planet at this point in time. 7 billion, this planet can't handle this planet. It's impossible for the other species to exist. All our natural resources consumption end by the month of August. From August to December, we are living in wire. Look at our food items. You start from home. When you cook, if you cook and throw food, it's one of the biggest reasons for global warming. If food wastages are start, look at our consumption pattern. We consume so much. After consuming, we put on weight. After putting on weight, we get obesity, diabetes. Then we go on the treadmill. Okay, look at this. Look at the cycle. You overeat, you warm the planet, and then you go on the gym to warm it because the coal plants are functioning. They are providing the electricity. So both in your consumption, your eating, you're trying to fit, all kinds of problems have erupted because it's the choice we have made. You know, a lot of people ask me, Afroz, can we do this? See, it's not about alternatives. Life is about choices and not about alternatives. Alternative may exist, it may help you. But if you make the right choice for the planet and for the ocean and the lakes and the rivers and the forest and this planet Earth, you have done your bit. Do it baby step. At home, be careful with your food. Do not stuff food than what you require. Do not cook much what you require. Do not throw food in the garbage. You know, it's the second biggest reason for global warming. And you see when we eat at restaurants, food are served on the plate and we don't even battle an eyelid, it just goes into the garbage. This is one vital aspect, you know, which I personally, you know, all my life, Shivangi, I've eaten 1/3 of my stomach. I made it a practice because I thought I need to be sustainable, I must start. And a health benefit also, if you eat less, okay, it's health. Of course, we are not telling you to be weak and devoid of vitamins and minerals, what you require. But overeating is something, overcooking, throwing food in the garbage, not done, not done.
You made some very fair points, because like you rightly said that you know, it was something which has now been imposed on us. In fact, in Delhi, dine-in restaurants we cannot operate, it's all order in. So you know, you're right, mother nature in that way, you're like you said, that is a way of mother nature telling us to wake up. And this COVID-19 pandemic is signaling that, Afroz, like you rightly said. And the points that you made about tips, that was great too. I think it will really help our viewers to be more sustainable in the long run. Thank you for joining us, Afroz.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you. All the best.